I first met Stan in approximately 1979, and I was living in Grandview, Washington, and Stan came to work for Chateau Ste. Michelle as a grower relations specialist. And what I remember most about him was the impact he'd have when he'd come into work. He'd just be literally bouncing through the door. And if he had any caffeine or any sugar along with that, we'd have to scrape him off the ceiling. But he always has had great enthusiasm for what he does for wine and grapes and for life and for his family and all the rest of that. And I lived briefly with Stan and Carol way before they had kids because I needed to spend a harvest in Grandview and I didn't have a place to live, and they offered me a bedroom in their home. And the three of us were sort of, I guess I was kind of their test kid before they had their family. But it was a lot of fun. We cooked dinners together and shared stories and whatnot. So he'll be greatly missed by a really wide community of people.
Stan was a great man. I was actually the first class that Stan taught. I was taking night school 3 days a week, and he was driving down from Grandview, teaching 8th grade during the day. But Stan was a great guy. He knew everything. He was the most likable man I think I've ever known. He would help. He would do anything for you. He'd bend over backwards for you. So in God, I'll see you soon, Stan, but not longer than later. Thank you. Amen. God bless.
I had noticed that the students here, it's a feeling of loss and shock.
Yeah, I was shocked. The day I got the phone call from a fellow student, a good friend of mine, Craig Nelson, Ensemble Sellers, but my jaw dropped, and this is actually the first time I've been back to the college since I found out. So it's kind of tough, but I'm doing okay.
Well, I remember about Stan Clarke is that we were contemporaries when this industry was starting up, and both of us were writing about wine. The big difference is he was making it, knew a heck of a lot more than me, but we'd always crossed paths at various tastings and so forth. And I enjoyed my association with him over the years.
Well, Stan was obviously ended as a figurehead in this industry, but he was a figurehead in this industry 30 years ago when it was really in its infancy. And, viticulturally, he was kind of the leader because he basically ran all the vineyards for Chateau Ste. Michelle. But he went on and, was winemaker and general manager at Hyatt and Quell Run, then Covey Run. But because Stan was so much loved the intellectual side of this industry, he really drove it. I mean, he was the guy doing a lot of the early testing in the vineyards, and so he loved to teach more than anything else, and so he left to teach in the Grandview School District, as you know, but eventually when Walla Walla Community College started this Center for Enology and Viticulture, he was the hands-down unanimous choice to lead the viticulture program here, and he did a fabulous job. I think every student that had a class from Stan, he was their mentor. He was my mentor. Anybody that had any small amount of knowing him knew what a tremendous contribution Stan made to this industry. We'll all miss him.
Well, my first memory of Stan is actually sitting next to him at the children's wine auction over at Ste. Michelle. And it's funny, just coming from his memorial service, everybody talking about how they only saw him in shorts. Well, my first experience with Stan, he was in a suit and tie. I think that same Grateful Dead tie that they were talking about. But he's absolutely a wonderful, wonderful person. And we've had several students of his come through the winery, work for us at the winery, come through his program, and he gave so much to all of them, and he's going to continue to give to. Just seeing how many people were there at his service, he's just been an incredible addition to our community. It's too bad that